let's talk about the Rasasi Hawas. So I really enjoy, right off the bat, I mean, I'm not going to conceal my biases, but I really enjoy the Rasasi house because there are a number of fragrances in this house. There are original fragrances, there are inspiration fragrances, there are fragrances for a variety of palettes. And I am pretty sure if you start venturing down this house, you will definitely discover something. So, and even it's pretty accessible, which I really appreciate. Some Middle Eastern houses are harder to find, but the Rasasi house in the West, there are discounters which carry the Rasasi house, and they are quite affordable for the most part. And sometimes you find or most of the time in the Middle East, there are shops everywhere for the Rasasi brand. So you can walk in, you can test the fragrances. They have Bakhur, they have Oud, they have their fragrances which are either Middle Eastern or even Western fragrances. There's a bunch of them. So after maybe, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years now of using Rasasi fragrances, I wanted to put out a list to share with you what are my favorite Rasasi fragrances, and I think they should be on your list as well. At least you should, at the very least, do yourself a favor and check them out. So let's get it started. The first fragrance on my list is Rasasi Zebra, and this has like a really weird name. The actual name is Rumz Rasasi 9365, but it has the zebra on it, right? And this is an inspiration or clone of Creed's Aventus, right? This is, wow. Okay, so this fragrance here, listen, here's the deal. There's a variety is putting it simply. There's a lot of Aventus clones out there, but if you really enjoy a fruity, juicy opening Aventus, I think you warrant checking out Rasasi Zebra. And you can pick this up for like $25-30. Lasts all day. This is like my second or third bottle, and you can see, I don't know if you can see how much is left on this because I just tend to use it. Excellent projection, excellent longevity. It's everything that Aventus does, even though like I have a 2011 Aventus, which I don't really like using, right? Because I want to preserve that, and this is a great alternative. So if you are looking for an Aventus inspiration, I highly recommend Rasasi Zebra. Okay, so let's go to the second fragrance. Now, I have never been, a really big fan of Baccarat Rouge 540, right? For a variety of reasons. I thought it was overhyped. I thought it was a fragrance which really didn't, not perform, but didn't go well with my skin. This is Rasasi Barq. Also, I mean, everything on this list is from Rasasi. Comes with, like, some of the presentations you will see as we go along. Some of them these are tassels, some of them are tacky, some of them are not, but whatever floats your boat, right? So it has this design in the front here, but what's in the bottle? I mean, this is a great alternative if you are someone who does really enjoy Baccarat Rouge 540 and you want something which is between the eau de parfum and the extrait. I think this really warrants, really deserves you to check it out because it has great projection, great longevity. It smells like Baccarat Rouge. It makes a great present as well. There's attention to detail here. You'll see that it has a name on it. What do they call it? Like cotton candy and crushed rubies all into one. I also get, unfortunately, on my skin, and this is true to form, that band-aid that Baccarat Rouge permeates on my skin. So I get that as well from Barq. So this is not my favorite. Fragrance, but it is an excellent alternative to Baccarat Rouge 540. I got this because I wanted to check it out to see what if it was worth it. It is very much, you know, Baccarat 540 in terms, and it has excellent longevity, excellent projection. You can't go wrong with Rasasi Barq. Those are like, you know, very friendly, whatever. But I want to tell you about an original fragrance from Rasasi, and this is really caught me off guard because you know, when you're in a store, you can always like test and check out fragrances, and it's very common to find an oud fragrance that the DNA is oud and rose, right? But when I smelled this, like honestly, when I smelled this fragrance, I was like, wow, I could be smelling something which is like $500, $600 worth. I don't get a synthetic vibe at all with this, and this is Faqat Lil-Rijal. Now you'll have to forgive the, you know, very, I would say, plastic, tacky packaging. It says Faqat Lil-Rijal in the front here. So this is like a boozy oud with patchouli and saffron and no rose. So which I really like. I would say, like, if you wanted to get an introduction into oud, this may not be the best way to go because I find it to be really authentic. I find this like fragrance in terms of oud to be super authentic, super real, super realistic. Like if you go to the masajids, if you go to the mosques in the Middle East, they'll like burn the oud sticks, right? They'll burn the oud. So this smells like that. And if you like scents that have like mystical properties, that have that give you that spiritual vibe, I think this is a great fragrance to try because it really is captures that idea of oud in a fragrance. And like this, in the winter, it will cut through anything, right? Like if you're getting like -20, -25 degrees with snow outside and you need to shovel, this will cut through everything. Even if you put it on your scarf or on your clothes, people can smell this. It's not a skanky, it's not a barnyard oud, but in and of itself, it's just an incredible oud fragrance, and I'm really surprised at the price point of this fragrance. This is Faqat Lil-Rijal by obviously Rasasi. Sometimes you need a synthetic fragrance, right? You need a fragrance that isn't super complex, isn't super like multi-layered, isn't crazy, and you know, this is popular for a very good reason, right? It has such a crazy DNA. I get cotton candy, bubblegum, and aquatic vibes. It needs no introduction. Rasasi Hawas. I believe this means breath, Hawas in Arabic, but correct me if I'm wrong. But you know, look at this presentation, like so wicked cool, right? Lasts for days. This is like, there's nothing to say that's wrong about this fragrance, especially if you want to buy this as a gift for someone. You don't want something that is too complicated, something that's safe. Like instead of getting Bleu de Chanel or even Sauvage, I think this is a great alternative because everyone else is wearing Sauvage, everyone else is wearing Bleu de Chanel, everyone else is wearing Yves Saint Laurent Y EDP, right? Get them something different. Not everyone's going to be wearing Hawas. You know, if compliments is your thing as well, compliments, projection, longevity, check on all counts. This is a great fragrance to try, Rasasi Hawas. This one doesn't really need that much of an introduction because everyone knows what it's like. This is like a new pair of leather gloves, or if you're going into a new car that has a leather interior and you look in the back seat and there are raspberries everywhere. I know the analogy is kind of crazy. This is Rasasi La Yuqawam. Now I was looking for my actual bottle. This is my backup. I don't know where my actual bottle is, but either way, you know, this is the Tuscan leather clone. Excellent alternative. This is a little bit pricier than everything else you would pay on this for this list. I think you're gonna pay like, I don't know, $70-$80 for this, but an excellent alternative in terms of comparison to Tuscan leather. If you don't want to shelf out the money for that, an inexpensive alternative that is well worth it, right? This is just my backup bottle in case, you know, they ever change the formulation or something. you know, Tuscan leather comes in at about like, I think $245 before, $300 with taxes, something in the $300 range, right? This you can pick up for about $100, if not less. This is Rasasi's La Yuqawam. This last fragrance is really, so this fragrance I really enjoy it because it has cardamom, sandalwood, amber, and cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla here and there. You know, when you spray this fragrance here, look, this is Sotoor, wow. It's very, if you can see that, Sotoor, wow, right? Very simplistic bottle. Like there's no magnetic cap on this fragrance. It's just literally a sticker, and it has a sticker that says Rasasi on the bottom here. But boy, is this a sexy fragrance, right? Like this is really, I would put this up with like my La Nuit de l'Homme and the One EDP. This doesn't smell like those by any stretch of the imagination, but it is such a great sexy fragrance, right? Like this is a confident booster. This is a compliment monster. These are all of those things that you look for when you're trying to have that X factor, to be, to exude your magnetism. This is Sotoor, wow. I think this really compliments you. Obviously, it's such a good fragrance. It's just a fragrance that ticks all the right boxes. I think if you are looking for something which is sexy, like you're in the market and you want something that's different, that not everyone's wearing, you could easily pick this up for, I think, around like between $50 to $60, if not less. It's not from the upper the upper line of Rasasi, but boy, is it ever a good fragrance. This is Sotoor, wow. So that brings us to the end of this list of Rasasi fragrances. If you've enjoyed this content, a sub to the channel would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. It would help this channel grow. Let me know, have you tried anything from Rasasi? Is there something that I should be checking out from Rasasi that I haven't? Is there something that you enjoy? Let me know what your latest pickup of Rasasi is, because I know it is quite common and popular in the fragrance community, and I will catch you on the next one.